Well, looking to refresh your indoor space, how about some paint? Don't know what to pick? Well, the president of Two Gals Pro Painting, Renee Langendoen, I hope I say that right, is here to help. Tell me how you pronounce your last name.
Hi, it's Renee Langendoen.
Langendoen. Okay, thanks very much. Sorry about that.
No problem.
There's all different kinds of paint that you can choose, and I guess if you're the one doing the painting, you want to pick the best kind.
Right. So a question that I get a lot when I go out to meet a customer is, what kind of sheen do you want to use on your walls? And believe it or not, there's a lot of different sheens that you can use. There's really two that are the most popular. One would be if you have a high traffic in your house, you have kids, you have dogs, you have people coming, going, a lot of touching the walls, you want to use an eggshell. An eggshell has a little bit more of a sheen to it, but that is going to be more durable, more washable, and you don't want to use the same sheen on the walls as you do on the trim and the doors. So generally, if you're using an eggshell on the walls, you want to use a semi-gloss on the frames and the doors. But there is another option. If you don't have a lot of traffic in your house, you want more of a modern finish, more of like the designer look, then you want to go with a matte on the walls. And a matte has no sheen, but it shows less imperfections on your walls, so it gives you a cleaner, more fresh look. And if you're going to put a matte on the walls, generally you don't want to go with a semi-gloss on the trim and doors because it's too big of a contrast.
So would you go for an eggshell with that then?
Well, no, you would go with either a pearl or a satin finish.
Oh, so what's the difference between a pearl and a satin then?
Well, there's not a lot of difference. Different companies use a different name for it, but it's really very similar.
Okay, and if you're painting a bathroom or a kitchen, it's kind of a different paint altogether.
Well, I mean, it depends on how much moisture. So if you're looking at a powder room, you can use the matte paint, or you can use the eggshell. But if you do have a shower where, there's a lot of steam, a lot of moisture, or if you're the kind of person who cooks a lot in your kitchen and you're always using your stove and there's a lot of moisture, then they do make a kitchen and bathroom paint that is a moisture resistant paint. And I would highly recommend that.
Right, because otherwise in a couple of years you're going to get bubbling on the ceiling or bubbling on the wall and you're just going to have to paint all over again. So,
well, right. What can happen, especially in a high humidity bathroom, is that the moisture will run down the walls. And so then you'll get those moisture streaks. And then also what you can get is you'll see little black spots on the ceiling or on the walls. That's actually mold. And it's not good for your health. And it really looks terrible too. So
right.
I do highly recommend that you use the moisture resistant paint. It will last longer. It will give you a nicer look. And it's just more healthy altogether.
Okay, and Renee, we've got about a minute left, but what about for the ceilings? What do you use? What kind of finish should you use for a ceiling?
Generally, overall, people use a flat finish, so there's no shine. But again, it's really a personal choice. There are some people who do prefer to have a little bit of a shine, and they will use an eggshell finish on the ceiling. But I would say probably about 95% of people do use a flat finish.
Okay, and that's just so that if you've got a light that's kind of up close, right, it's not casting all kinds of sheen and shine there. Okay,
that's right, yes.
Excellent tips there, and you can get excellent help too from Two Gals Pro Painting. Renee Langendoen, thank you very much for joining us. We'll get all the details up at chch.com.
Take care. Bye-bye.